action. Hmm. Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. I love the word welcome. Ah, so happy to be here. So honored that you're here. So honored that you're here. So honored that you're here. So honored that this moment is here. So happy that the planet is here. Isn't it great that the planet is here? It's a good one. It's such a good one. So deeply honored that we have this moment and that we get to discover ever deeper, ever warmer how truly precious this moment is. This moment that's not limited to the snapshot of this moment. This moment that's not limited to a tick or a tock on the little clock. Lord have mercy, yeah. It's getting warmer now. Man. And I sell. Oh, we were talking about my grandma Margot, my Cuban grandmother. Her favorite road trip game was to do the ABCs of where you're from, what's your name, where you're from, and what you're selling. So we were playing some of that before we started. And oh my goodness. So my name is Alaska and I'm from Arkansas. And I sell alleviation. Alarms. Alarm clocks. Alarm clocks. Yay. So these satsangs, so it's so lovely celebrating the spontaneity of life, the hilarity of life, the hilarity of our thoughts, the hilarity of our stories, the hilarity. It's so nice to just be willing to consider maybe my story is fucking hilarious. So maybe it's sweet to just consider. Maybe it could be really kind to just consider. Maybe that story I've been telling, maybe it's totally hilarious. Maybe my mind is hilarious. Maybe my body is a total joke. Maybe my body is completely hilarious. Maybe every system is a ha ha. The lymphatic system, ah ha 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 ha. The circulatory, ah ha ha ha. The nervous, ah ha 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 ha. The reproductive, ah ha ha ha. Some of them a little more obviously hilarious than others. Maybe to consider the earth story, the human story, hilarious. Oh my goodness. These trembling naked monkeys on a soaring wet rock, soaring through infinity, making up shit and then forgetting they made it up. That's some hilarious shit. I love it. Oh, ho, he, ha, ha, oh, he. Oh. And then the hilarity of us coming together just to notice what already is. Hilarity. Coming together to discover, to laugh at, to explore, to challenge, to investigate, to love what has always been here, who we've always been, closer than all the wondrous descriptions we can ever imagine, closer than all the words we could ever utter, closer than all the stories we could ever tell. This that is still untold, not once told. This that is still naked, not once dressed up in any concepts, not once dressed up in any conditioning, not one, no matter how fabulous the conditioning, no matter how fabulous the concepts, no matter how fabulous the spiritual thoughts, the 5D thoughts, the 11D thoughts, the 77,000D thoughts, don't matter. This moment, still radiantly undressed, naked. If we would take all the thoughts that have ever existed in every realm, in every planetary system, in every galactic cluster, and woven them together, that it wouldn't even cover the nipple of the radiance of being that you are. It wouldn't even be a tanga or a G string. This moment, infinitely vast, this awareness, so vast, so immediately present, not once interrupted by the powers of mind, not once interrupted by the power of body, the power of assumption, the power of make believe, or the power of imagination. Wondrous powers, all of them, they have one thing in common. Just as all the objects in this room have one thing in common, just as all the sounds we hear have one thing in common, just as all the movement that happens, the dance of being, one thing in common, just as every shadow announces the presence of light, the content, the objects, the sounds, objects forever announcing the space they appear in, sounds forever announcing the silence they appear in, movement forever announcing the stillness they appear in. Thank goodness we don't have to make this so. Thank goodness it's not our job to make infinite peace that is, be infinite peace that is. Thank goodness it's not up to us to make love be its forever shining self. And how sweet and humbling for us to be willing to relax enough to fall or to melt like butter on a pancake into the isness of this moment. The isness of this moment. What is. And it's so sweet to get more and more familiar with this option. With this option. The isness. Hello, beloved. Welcome, welcome. There's floor space here. There's things over there. Wherever you'd like, yeah. Yeah, there's even a couch space. I love it. We're just here talking about you, that's all. And so sweet. Oh my God. How sweet to like look around, notice all these bodies, noticing the sacred geometry of everyone's face, all the features, and noticing, oh my goodness, it's like your ancestors totally survived that saber-toothed tiger. I'm so glad. Your ancestors totally survived that famine. That's wonderful. Their ancestors totally survived that volcano or that, it's like what an unbroken chain. It's like we have the Olympics where that fire is never turned off. You pass the torch of your breath, unbroken. So wondrous. We haven't even gotten woo-woo yet. We're just telling the truth, looking at the poetry of it all. And that unbroken breath, honoring unbroken awareness. Even if we would die off, even if the sun would burp or fart and the planet goes in a second, awareness still totally here. Spirit of beings untouched, radiant, vibrant, fresh as the freshest cilantro, Or if you have that gene where cilantro soap, fresh as the freshest oregano. So fresh, so fresh, so fresh and so clean, 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 stainless, stainless. Sometimes we have this sense that we've done things in our lives that have somehow stained our presence, stained our essence. We've said things in our lives that have somehow stained our presence, stained our hearts, our essence, that we have somehow thought things or wished things or forgotten things that have somehow stained or left a mark, seared into. But in this moment, I invite you to take a look and see, is that true? Is that so? When we go to the movies, let's say, how many movies do you think have played on a movie screen in a movie screen's lifetime? I don't know if you've ever considered the lifetime of a movie screen. But for this moment, just to envision, let's say a theater lasts for 20 years. How many movies have been on that screen? All kinds of movies, comedies, slasher flicks, chick flicks, horror flicks, artsy German movies, the opera specials, all of those, all those secretions on the screen. And there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. Entertaining the dance of light and shadow, entertaining the characters, entertaining the plot twists, entertaining. But the screen, not once stained, fully open and available for whatever the next projection is, whatever the next storyline is, whatever the next unfolding is. And what a delight that we, as consciousness, give ourselves all of these little breadcrumbs, all of these little clues to invite us to notice, no matter how good the movie of phenomena is, or the Netflix of our thinking, the Gaia of our assumptions, the Hulu of our voodoo. This that you are, this that is reliable, stable, bright, clear, here, pristine, primordial, 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 fresh, 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 stainless reality of being, all inclusive wholeness, all inclusive light, all inclusive suchness. have something you'd like to share or explore tonight? I know there's a little microphone, so we're gonna pass the thing, yeah. Thank you.
It's so interesting because you've explained it so many times, the screen.
Right.
And this evening, it really, really, for some reason, it just really resonated.
Mm.
This is a teaching that it takes a while to really tap into. Um, and I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to keep coming back. But tonight, I really got it.
Oh, I love
really
that.
Got it. Thank you.
So welcome. Yay.
I just love everybody. So thank you all for coming and letting me love you.
Oh, it's so lovable. That's exactly what this moment says to itself.
Been a few weeks. It's good to see you.
So good seeing you. I know.
So last week I woke up to, I heard a scream outside my house. And is a human scream, like guttural. And there are times throughout the year where I get prone to auditory hallucinations. They're quick, so I try to become very present. But this one was terrifying because it really sounded like, is that my wife?
Right.
We sleep in different rooms just because I snore like a chainsaw.
Right.
So, and then, but anyways, but heart pounding, brain racing, scared out of my mind, slasher film. And then, oh, stop. Is stillness still here? Is something lost? Am I lost? Is this true? Like all the questions came in. It was like, oh, no. And it took some courage to like open my eyes because it was such a real experience for me. Oh, I thought I heard a sound. Now body's doing it's doing what it's supposed to do. Hyper alert. I could hear whatever other things that happen in the house, like refrigerator and this and that. I'm downstairs in the guest room, whatever. I'm like, still present. The presence is still there. Okay, have a little courage, get out of bed, go look around the damn corner.
Okay.
Yeah, go out the door. Still present. Okay, brain, mind, body, wired. Is moving. Is my wife moving in the house anywhere? I would probably hear that. I would know that by now. Okay, has anything changed from before the scream? So I had this flood of questions despite biology doing whatever it's doing.
Right. And mind.
And paying attention to what biology is doing, because it's pretty good. This is a good system. And the stillness.
And the stillness.
And that was both at the same time.
Right. Can coexist.
Yeah. Those were the... So like I know that's terribly practical. And it... being lost doesn't have to be an option.
Okay.
Like in any experience, like, or being wrapped up in it, knowing that I'm wrapped up in it, or something's running and running and running, or I can't control, or something like that. Doesn't mean that presence. It's like you don't get it's not an opportunity to go crazy, get lost, in thought. For me, anyways, just my truth. So
powerful. Yeah. What a gift. What a gift to have that inquiry in a moment of terror, of not knowing what's around the corner.
Yep.
Yeah. Is stillness here? To have enough space to inquire. Yeah. And then what a gift, it's like We know what it's like to experience the moment through our story. That's what we're mostly used to, experiencing life through the filter of this assumed separate self, of this I. And it's the virtual world, the virtual reality world. And all we experience is our own story in the moment. That's what we react to, our own story in the moment. And for, gosh, the gift of questioning that, is stillness still here? Is awareness still here? Silence still here? Is presence still here? And maybe mind is freaking out and having thoughts about whatever just occurred. Body is having its reaction to the thoughts that are happening. Energy is having its reaction to the story one is being told, that's being told. And what's awareness? What's stillness? What's silence? And that can happen in an instant. It can sound like maybe it's a long thing, but in an instant, boom, ah. And it doesn't mean that you just give your throat to the knife, or you're available to respond. You know, it's like this moment knows how to respond to itself. Body's available, intellect is available, insight is available. And yeah, and then it's so sweet. It's like it doesn't matter the circumstance. I love how Byron Katie puts it in such a clear way that there's, only two ways to do anything. One is in peace and one is in stress. And that doesn't make stress bad. It just invites us to notice that there's always the option. Yeah. In that moment of choice. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah. Next time I'll text you and let you know when I'm going to come in your house screaming. Okay. Yeah. And it's like there's the hallucinations that we call hallucinations, and it's just the psychedelic experience of mind. I love how I'm so happy that psychedelics are such a gift on the planet, right? It's like the way that the psychedelic nature of plant medicine is emerging in our species in such a beautiful way. It's just like back in the day in 1996 when I first did ayahuasca, there was no ecotourism that I was aware of. I didn't even hear the word ayahuasca. I was like, Aya who? Aya what? Aya how? And it's such a gift that it's everywhere and becoming more and more obvious and giving us an opportunity. One of the biggest benefits for me taking the psychedelic was to recognize that, oh my gosh, mind has always been a psychedelic. One of the definitions of a psychedelic is to see things that aren't there. Boy, when you believe a thought, aren't you seeing things that aren't there? Seeing a future that isn't there? Oh, but it's so real. That's exactly what's going to happen. No, bitch. It's just a psychedelic moment of mind. Maybe it ain't true. Maybe it ain't going to go down like that. Maybe that's not the way it is. Maybe that's not the way it was. I remember hearing Gangaji one of the first times I got to sit with her in person. I was in a band called Here to Hear, and we had the gift of performing from retreat to retreat, and all these beautiful beloveds, luminaries of invitation, we can say. And I remember sitting with Gangaji, and she said, "The past isn't at all what you think it was. The future ain't at all what you think it's going to be. And the present moment isn't at all what you think it is." That could either drive your ass crazy. Okay, now I'm adding my own little flavor to this. You know what I'm saying? That could either drive you crazy or be the beginning of liberation. Liberation. Freedom. Not having to rely on the activity of mind to deliver something that's already here as the essence of your being. That's who you really are. What you want to say, Jim?
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know if most of you may have seen that movie, Fabulous Fungi.
Oh, Fantastic Fungi.
Yeah,
yes.
It's on Netflix or something. But yeah, I mean, it's an amazing movie. But one of the things that I remember about that is saying, like the Neanderthals or whatever, they think, they think like they were taking mushrooms, and that was part of the evolution of humanity into their frontal lobe, whatever place it is, even so.
Right.
Yeah. So the mushrooms is, part of the whole equation of evolution,
How
so
exciting.
I know, I thought that was really, who knows, but yeah.
There's even theories that Santa Claus and happened because of a mushroom.
Oh, yeah, I mean, who knows?
I know, it's so
Anyway,
wonderful.
there's no knowing.
Yeah, there's no knowing. But how wonderful. Everything serves. Everything serves. And how sweet that we get to fall deeper in love with the mycelium. And fall deeper in love with mind, and fall deeper in love with body, and fall deeper in love with ourselves. Oh my God, the innocence of it all, the beauty of it all. Yeah. I did ayahuasca again in last October. It's like for the past 2 years, it's been such an honor to get to facilitate and serve this medicine with the beautiful Church Leaf and Divine and my beloved Sister Mama Bear. And so sweet serving the medicine. It was like, we get to tell, a little bit about our relationship with Aya, and I love, it's like 1996. I was like, no, 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 no. I need to upgrade this. I need to bring this a little closer. Have a more recent experience with the beloved medicine. And I wanted to say thank you by being with everyone on the mat with them. I wanted to say thank you by being in the bucket with everybody. So I went and did the medicine again. We went to Soul Quest in Florida. It's like the Disney World of ayahuasca. So much fun. Wow, so fun. And doing such beautiful work and bringing the medicine into the world. But being on the medicine, so sweet, no matter how strong the sensations and the amazing visuals. Hilarious to recognize this moment never touched by any of the medicine, just as this moment has never been touched by the psychedelic of mind or the psychedelic of experience or circumstance, phenomena, never touched by the medicine. And let me, one way that can land for some beloveds is never touched. Another way is forever exalted. Mind only exalts the space it appears in. The great choir of angels. Doesn't matter if the thought is positive, negative, or neutral. Doesn't matter if the sensation is positive, negative, or neutral. Doesn't matter if the emotion is positive, negative, or neutral. It's kind of like recognizing the equanimous nature of phenomena, or the Buddhist teaching of equanimity. Everything equally at rest and everything equally exulting, equally announcing the reality of this that's stable, this that's clear, this that's naturally sober, delightfully, insanely sober, deliciously present. And it's so sweet. Oh boy, was that a beautiful journey with Mama Aya. Hilarious. Oh, I'll tell you a little bit about it. At one moment, I was like, okay, Mom. I was like, all right, beloved, what you want to show me? What we got? What we doing? What's going on? When I first took the medicine and we were sitting up and then they said, okay, you can lay back. I wasn't, gosh, when we're not at all at war with our internal landscape, we're so available to the complete preciousness that is this moment, to the kindness that is chair, to the kindness that is blanket, and then feeling to the kindness of. And so as soon as it said lay back, I was already in this yummy space. I laid back and everything turned into golden honey. It was a whole universe of just golden shimmering honey, and it was so very sweet. And then it was time to go to the bathroom, because you still got to go to the bathroom when you're on psychedelics. I don't know if you noticed. And then there's that saying when you're on ayahuasca, which is, you don't want to trust, and that's where you can relax trust. Don't trust the ayahuasca farts. If there was ever a moment to not trust, it's that one. Don't trust an ayahuasca fart. So I'm thanking the people taking me to the bathroom, and Oh, I'm laughing hysterically at the way that this toilet seat opens, and then there's a swimming pool, and I'm just, it was just like, this is so. And then I'm taken back, and I was like, I don't, I want to go sit by the fire. So they took me to the fire, and I'm laying on the fire, and then I was like, all right, let's see what we want to explore. And then I laid back, and everything went black. Just, phew. I was like, oh, pristine blackness, how fun. Velvet darkness, velvet infinite forever. And I'm laughing at this darkness. I couldn't hear anything. It was like a sensory deprivation tank. Just all right, all right, 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 right. And then and then all of a sudden I see a helium balloon version of one of the items of clothing in my closet come up. Like a special little tunic. helium balloon version. Helium balloon version of another item of my closet, and socks and underwear, and now toiletries and makeup and lashes and heels and lipstick and all kinds of things coming up. Thoughts and ideas, and then I see my roommates come up. Sway, we was a helium balloon. Just come on up, my Bodhi, all my friends. Different things that I say, like little sound bites and medicine. Awareness never touched by the medicine. This moment responds to itself. You know what? You know why I love uh, uh, a true welcome is a true well go. Like all these little sound bites coming up, and then the house, and then the world. It's like every single description, everything about my world is all of a sudden thousands of helium balloons just coming on, floating up in this total darkness. And it's just like, oh, such appreciation for each expression. It's like, oh, look how, oh, oh, really? Oh, and there were pastelitos and avocados. I'm just like, oh. So, and then all of a sudden, oh, there was a golden hand holding the strings when it went to the bottom of it. And then all of a sudden, the golden hand went, ding, and let it go. And they all just went up, and there was a sound of like, oh, and then they all exploded, and there was this confetti. And I was like, again. And then there was a moment that I'm lying there, and a plane started, a real plane, because I was outside. And so I'm outside, and all of a sudden there's a real plane. I look at the plane, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's human beings on there with their laptops, and who knows what movies they're watching, or what special favors someone might be giving someone else. So who knows what's happening in that plane? Lord have mercy. And I was like, I just want to hug everyone on that plane. And then all of a sudden, my consciousness is right in front of the plane as it's flying 1,000 mph. And I see the pilots, and then it's just so clear to me. It's like, it's like, I need to ask consent before I go in there and hug everybody. So it's like, excuse me, may I hug everyone? And the collective consent of the plane said yes. And then I dove in, and I hugged the pilots, and I hugged everyone, and I hugged the little peanuts, and then I flew back down, and I was like, oh, it's so hilarious. And I was like, well, let's look at when beloveds are in medicine, and when things get really scurry and things get really dark. I was like, let's go there. Let's really go there. And then there was a sweet like music that I was hearing in my head. I didn't even know about the music they were playing. There was no nothing. It was just I was totally really on the medicine. And then and then and then I was like, well, I was like, you need to trick me into something. Like, come on, well, let's look at where's the resistance. And then there was this sense of joy, like a freight train. It was like joy, like ecstasy, just like it felt like it was gonna rip my whole body apart. Just, and then the thought came up like, ooh, like, okay, yay, joy, infinite ecstatic joy, but I'm tired. I want to eat I want some nachos, or like go to bed. I want to take a shower. Like, this isn't this too much. So as soon as the thought came, like, the moment should be different. The argument with what is, the resistance. Oh no, I can't take enough. I can't take this anymore. It needs to shift, like, relax, like, and So as soon as there's that moment of no, 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 not this, all of a sudden the music went, and then it was like, oh, let's go, let's explore. And then just seeing all the other thoughts. Oh, if I do this, my jaw's gonna hurt, or it's gonna ruin this, or maybe it's an effect of this or that, or some brain chemical thing. Thoughts. They don't even have to make any sense. And it's like, oh, that's so sweet. And it's so true in our regular psychedelic lives. The moment we resist anything, we're already innocently on a path of overlooking the total well being that's here, the total ease that's here. And then it's also really sweet to notice. I like to ask these 3 questions when we're in resistance. How real are you as a separate self when you're in resistance? Pretty real, pretty identified. Me and my safety, me and my survival, me and my future, me and my bath, me and my shower, me and my what I'm supposed to do, me and my money, me and my resources, me and my, innocent resistance. And then I like to ask the second question, how real is time? The concept of time when you're in resistance. Pretty real. Oh my goodness. What's going to happen to me in the next moment? I'm going to die in the next moment. Or this is going to happen. Time is so real. Oh, what happened to this person? Last time Larry did that, and he's a leprechaun and he sold lipstick. And then it's all. and then the third question I like to ask, how real is cause and effect when you're in resistance? Oh, my cause and effect, so real. Full-on experience of causality. This means that, and that means this, and that equates to this, and that equates to that, and this is what that's going to mean, and that's what this is going to mean, and we're just totally in land, Horrorville. Some even call it hell. Hell. Some even call it hell. So how sweet to recognize that we always have the option to not have to resist. Of course, resistance has its place. And there's resistance from spirit, resistance from sobriety, from clarity, from sanity, to resist the oppression of others, to resist certain laws that are trying to be made. I don't know who in the world, what do drag queens ever do to anybody, beloved? I don't even get it. It's just a pure presence of absolute joy and freedom. What's going on there, beloveds? Come on now. So wonderful. Resistance has its place in that way. But to recognize at any moment the option to go from a fist to an open palm. I have too many friends that have too many mantras about start with a duck, end with a fist. Start with a duck. No. Talking about closed mind to open mind. Closed mind to open mind. This is not your mama's satsang. I'll tell you that. It's not. Oh, Lord. Oh, so beautiful. So fun. Yeah. Anyone have any questions about resistance? Or about fisting? There's an art to it, is all I'm going to say. Talk about surrender. Oh, joy.
Let's change that subject.
Yes.
You're with Mama Aya and the balloons.
Oh.
The balloons, and you're saying again.
Right. Mama Aya and the balloons.
And then you asked for darkness?
I did.
Why?
Well, I love talking about darkness. I love darkness itself. I love in my own life the gift darkness has given me. It's like, wow, I am at the feet of all those horrible moments that I've experienced. I've recognized darkness as an ally. I've recognized, it's like, another fun Byron Katie thing is when she says, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. You know, uh, and the experience of things happening to us, innocently, we're the victim and we're always in defense. And we're in defense, we're always at war. We're always in protection mode. And that can certainly have its place in the experience of the dream. This is not saying that any of that is wrong or bad. This is not South Park where they're saying, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. No, this is just recognizing that that's what mind does. But you're not just mind, you're also consciousness itself. You're also presence itself. You're also an awareness itself. And it's what's really sweet with recognizing the benefit of life and all of its mystery is everything serves, all of it supports if we allow it to, if we're willing to see it that way. It's like, what is the good from this? How is it that this could be the best thing that has ever happened? I don't got to know the answer now, but maybe there's a space in me that's available to discovering that. And so, you know, darkness is so beautiful and such a gift, and it comes and goes. It's only the only thing that has a problem with darkness is darkness. The only thing that has a problem with mind is mind. The only thing that's at war with ego is ego. So, how we were talking earlier today about um, being on the medicine and the option to, what was the word, research and explore, like gives you access to uh, to to more of your awareness per se that you're not used to experiencing, always already present. But with the psychedelics, as you get more familiar with this that's always present, it's like really sweet permission slip to expand. And then your eyes aren't limited to their usual way of functioning. How many times have you heard beloveds say what that use glasses while they're on the medicine? They don't need the glasses, whether it's with ayahuasca or with iboga or with psilocybin. The way people hear things, it's like our hearing isn't limited to what we think hearing is. Our way of sensing, our way of feeling. People start seeing auras around each other, which is, if you're seeing anything at all, you're already seeing energy. This is all energy. But then how sweet in the relaxation, seeing shifts from being an active to a receptive quality. And so mind isn't going defining everything. It's like there's an openness, and then the light pours in. And in that pouring in, you're not limited to seeing how you see. And so maybe subtle energies appear and something called auras, and the way those auras interact with each other and move and are not separate from one another. And so it was a delight to just, in the space of recognizing what can never be harmed, and also the innocent nature of darkness. Darkness is a chihuahua. It's a barking chihuahua. So it's also like in getting familiar with yourself as spaciousness itself. I like to say that to the degree that you imagine yourself as something separate. So let's say you imagine yourself as a separate being 100%. That's to the degree that you're going to imagine other things being separate. Oh, you're 100% separate. And me, oh, my thoughts are 100% separate and something I got to tinkle with or get rid of. Or my feelings are separate. Oh, the scream is separate. Oh, the Sasquatch is separate. Or, oh, the monster is separate. Or, oh, and then as we relax and from a space of curiosity, adding a little more space that's already here. The totality of space is already right where you are. It's always been right where you are. When you were 2, when you were 6, when you were 7, when you were 14, when you were 30, always here. But it's like recognizing to the degree that we know ourselves as spacious awareness, that's to the degree that we know everything else as spacious awareness. And so then how exciting to recognize darkness isn't darkness. Oh, it's only called darkness. Or oh, mind only thought it was darkness. Or sadness isn't sadness. It's just called sadness. Trauma isn't trauma. It's just called trauma. Fear isn't false evidence appearing real. It's just false evidence appearing real. It's just called that. It's like really allowing what, we see in the bumper sticker of a Prius, the namastes, what we see, to like be a real experience. It's like, oh, I know who you truly are. When you know who you truly are, no matter what the appearance is, you're like, can't fool me, bitch. I know who you is. I know who you is. I know how you are. And so it's a willingness to be anywhere. And then that's what makes it so sweet. It's like one of the biggest gifts. It's like, oh, wow, how wonderful to discover. I remember being so delighted to notice, oh, wow, I could sit with anyone at any time, anywhere, with so much love. It doesn't matter what their experience is. So if beloveds have a freak out moment on the medicine, it doesn't phase any part of me. Or and not me as a person, but me as this that you are, as awareness itself. And how sweet that in our everyday lives, just as we are, with our cute little shoes, and I got oh, hi camera. My cute little gel nail polish, and my cute little creature comforts, but I am who I am, regardless. I am solid, present, uncontrived, adoration for whatever the appearance. And then how sweet, there's no even appearance. It's the sweet outshining of phenomena. Just as the sun comes up, the planets and stars are still there, but they're outshone by the brilliance of sun. Thoughts may still be there, concepts may still be there, assumptions may still be there, insecurity there, ideas there, outshone by this presence, by this love, by this light that's completely willing to forever be ignorant and never notice this again. Completely willing to be totally identified, misidentified, to be totally caught up in thought. It's so fun. No resistance to whatever the emanation. And that's your nature. Not talking about me. This is your nature. Awareness, yourself as awareness, that doesn't need to be taught. It's just, I call it plain ass cracker. The plain ass cracker. A lot of times we put all of our attention on the guacamole, on the salsa, on the Texas caviar, on the real caviar, on the lemur, whatever you're putting on your cracker. But simple, 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 simple.
This whole conversation around darkness.
Oh, I love it.
What I'm hearing is this idea of befriending
Befriending
the darkness.
Nice. Yeah.
And I feel like, you're answering my question to that effect of like, how do we befriend our darkness even deeper?
Even deeper.
And in a practical way too.
Right. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So good support in that, if it's like, oh, well, it's so clear to me that I'm not seeing that as consciousness or spaciousness, like that's still darkness, like for straight up, Give me the blanket. Give me the the bulletproof Pope mobile. But in a moment of, that's why I really love the option of to allow everything to be as it is. You know, when we're in strategy, we're still assuming that we're a separate self wanting to protect something. That can certainly have its place. And it's up to you to be honest about, you know, where you're at. And that can be certainly relevant even as you're getting curious and exploring. But when you feel like you're in a safe space, when you feel like you're in a safe space, um, it's really nice to just stop and allow it to be as it is. So give the darkness room, give it space. You know, don't try to put darkness or negativity into a hole or a jail cell or a concentration camp or a, but like, it's like, oh, welcome, darkness. Look at you appearing in light. Look how lucky you are to appear in this that has forever loved you. Yeah. And we allow whatever the phenomena to be as it is. We turn up the volume of what's already singing, what's already humming. We turn up the volume of this spacious, aware presence. And as we turn up the volume of spacious, aware presence, and we look at what we thought was darkness again, maybe through the eyes of love, we're not seeing darkness. Maybe we see something else. Yeah. There's no phenomena ever appearing that can never be welcomed. In fact, you already do welcome so truly. Look around you, whatever the funky things are in this space. The harmonium, totally welcome. Bumblebee thing. You know, that cup, the teacup, the hang drum, the carpet, and whatever's in the carpet. You know, it's like just noticing. It's like I love a waking up, we can say. They don't usually use those terms, but it's simply becoming accustomed to the obvious. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's so obvious that everything's allowed to be itself. Oh, it's so obvious that everything's free. You know, that was me in the hotel, in the apartment I was renting in Iquitos. Um, uh, was this before ayahuasca or after ayahuasca? I can't remember. But I was so hysterically laughing like a crazy person in my room at like, oh my gosh, everything's fucking free. Everything's free. And so I would just spend all day telling my mind how free it was, no matter the thought. I was like, look how free you are. You can have any thought you want. Oh, look how free you are. It doesn't look, oh, body sensations. Oh my God, look how free you are to feel that. Look how free you are. And then it was like insecurity. Oh my gosh, insecurity has always been a goddess. Insecurity, has insecurity ever tapped me on the shoulder and said, excuse me, Ashley, is it okay if I show up now and sing my song? It never the fuck asked me anything. It's just like, here I am, bitch, insecurity. Boom. Hear me roar. It was just like a whole new option of seeing all these things that I thought were like bad or wrong. It's like, oh my goodness, everything is so beautiful and so free. The more we say, so let's say there's a moment where, let's say our partner just broke up with us that we absolutely adore and love and, you know, share bank accounts with. And it's like, oh, and then for a moment to consider, let me experiment with this freedom thing. You know, maybe you don't start right away with your partner, but at one point you can go to your partner. Look how free my partner is. Look how free this human being is to say what it wants, to don't say what it don't want, to like what it like, to not like what it don't like. So free. Look how free this, and look at them exercising their freedom. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you better be free. You better ask for what you want. You better move in the direction of your heart's desire. free. Oh, mind. Oh, my God. So many thoughts about it. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh, look how free those thoughts are. So free. Feelings. Oh, look. So free. That endless, bottomless despair. Free. And as you tell things how free they are, you automatically turn up the freedom of your own being. Because from an ego-based perception, it's like, I want to be free. And I got all these things in my way that make me not free. And I need those things to change. Good luck with that one, partner. Have you noticed? But in a willingness to tell the truth about the freedom that is, then we notice, oh my gosh, everything is exalting freedom. Everything is saying there is freedom here. Bye, freedom. So free. Yeah, such a delight. Anyone else want to explore something? We have a few minutes.
Grab the mic here. And drop it too. Just kidding.
Hey.
The revelation I was having about darkness was that you were talking about love, and I was just thinking that darkness is the absence of love, or that it's forgotten that it's love, and that it stems from this fear of separation. You know? So I just wanted to share that like
Sweet.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. And that can be very useful to see it in that way for a little while, and to have that be in your field for a little while. Because then we recognize how, there's that shift that happens when at first, let's say you're on the spiritual path, and all the wonderful things that get you through the door, whether it be Reiki or the Celestine prophecy or, whatever it is these days, Willow Smith, so wonderful. Whenever it's getting you through the door, and then there's this desire, this longing, for more love. I want more love in my life. I want more kindness in my life. I want more freedom in my life. I want more peace in my life. And how do I get it? How do I get more love? And what do I have to do? And what do I have to change? And do I need to get a special sheepskin rug? Or do I need to get a special, incense holder? Or say just picture a mantra? And oh yeah, I feel it. No, I need to say it over and over and over again. Maybe I need to do something. It's like, how do I get this love? And that's powerful. Totally has its place. And then that will exhaust itself. And if you're lucky and mature, you recognize that exhaustion, and you lean into that exhaustion. And maybe if you're lucky also, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and you're willing to be curious about this space, willing to be curious about recognizing all these things that used to deliver the goods have a ceiling to them, have a limit to them. No longer doing it. It's stale. There's something off, something heavy. I was listening to a beautiful interview today with Gangaji, and they were asking her about her Tibetan Buddhist practice before she met Papaji in India, before she was invited to notice what was here and what was real. And she just shared, that at first it was so pristine and powerful and beautiful, these teachings and these practices and all the prostrations and all the mantras and all the exercises. But at one point it just all felt so heavy. It was unbearable. Couldn't say another mantra, couldn't do another bow. It was just like, and it's powerful, these things that invite us. It's like then all of us, the sudden, we've already got to the next level, but we're at the bottom of the next level, and it's heavy, and it's like, ugh, the lotus seed is in the mud again. Next level, but the lotus seed is in the mud. And so so it's powerful to have those things. And then as we continue to open, so I was talking about this thing, that shift that occurs when it's like, I want more love, but then we start noticing, instead of trying to get more love and get more peace and get more kindness and get more abundance and get more, it's like, oh, I am love. I am abundance. And how is it we get really skilled at learning, how is it that I'm not being the love that I am right now? Love is here. How is it that I'm not being the love I am? Peace is here. How is it that I'm not noticing the peace that is? Abundance is here. How is it that I'm living in scarcity? How is it that I'm in, and that's a beautiful exploration. And that's where the tools that I invite people to explore, such as questioning your thoughts, darkness, the only time darkness appears is when we believe a thought that isn't true. Jim, what would you like to say? I'm so excited.
On the line of that, how is it that I don't notice the perfection that is here?
How is it that I don't notice the perfection that's here? Yeah. And that's why I brought up my ayahuasca trip, because of the sweet mantra that my bone marrow was singing the whole time, which was the immeasurably precious perfection of all that is. The immeasurably precious perfection of all that. How am I not noticing that every atom is in its place right now? Yeah, really sweet inquiry. Because awareness sounds like such a sterile word, right? So funny. It's like, pass the antiseptic and the bandages. And, am I gonna, I need what is it? What's that tube that goes up the urethra? A catheter. All of a sudden, it's just very like, some people love the word. I love when Ram Dass says awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. But when we really allow ourselves to get curious with this awareness, notice, like in this moment, the awareness that's aware of the content of your experience. Here, you don't have to make it so. You don't have to order it from Barney's or Amazon or wherever else. They're already here, And the qualities of this awareness, the fragrance of awareness is love, unending. The fragrance of awareness is peace, unwavering peace, beauty, preciousness, delight, bliss. All those words we really appreciate as we get familiar. And then we notice this awareness doesn't have an argument with whatever the appearance is. And in that welcome, oh my gosh, you're just being the love you are. So it's a sweet little joke. It's like, no matter what's happening, you just get to be yourself. You just get to love. I was in a panel a couple of years ago talking about what's going to happen at the end of the world and all the little thing. And I just shared that I notice I'm not interested in what's going to happen. If we're going to make it, not, it's like, hey, nobody does make it. Have you noticed? Hey, nobody made it. But I notice what I'm more excited about and have energy towards is not about what's going to happen or what's going to unfold, but from what space am I going to meet it? And that space is love. That space is love as an option. It's available to all. Yeah. Love. Love. Mm. Speaking of love, I'm going to sing y'all a little love song. Is that okay? Oh, Sway, let's add a little reverb to this. Can you do me a favor? There should be, you know what? I'll help you.
What number do you want?
Okay, so it's this button right here. This red button, you can unmute it.
It's all set up. Number one?
Yep, just
Bright
press
room?
it. Boom, got that reverb. Hey. This song is called First Time. Mm-hmm. Baby, let me tell you, time can play with our minds. And I'm noticing that I want to bring the key a little bit lower. I don't want to sing that high right now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Baby, let me tell you, time can play with our minds. It makes us believe that we know each other when you know that's a lie. Baby, let me say that we are constantly changing, rearranging. Can you feel what I am saying, my love? Sweet love, I'm learning to forget I ever saw your face, to forget I ever heard your name. To forget the soul that's in your eyes, so it can always, always, always be the first time. Sugar, let me tell you why I've turned off the lights. I'm feeling my way out of the darkness. My heart's never blind. Sugar, let me say that we aren't tied to tomorrow, where we follow our conditioned lives of sorrow, my love. No, 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 no. Sweet love, I'm learning to forget I ever saw your face, to forget I ever heard your name, to forget the soul that's in your eyes, so it can always, always be the first time. I'm forgetting you so that I can remember. Every moment's new, a blessing here to treasure. I cannot assume your love and I can measure. I get pleasure from getting what you look like in the morning when you smile. I'm a witness to the glory of our existence. That's a never-ending story, written for me, no, no. I'm learning to forget I ever saw your precious face, to forget I ever heard your name, to forget the soul that's in your eyes, so it could always, 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 always be the first time. I'm forgetting your kisses after we make love. I'm forgetting you like the night does, like the night does the sun. Thank you so very much, loves, for this time together. Thank you so much. Yay. I love realizations, and this moment has no allegiance to any realization. I love spiritual experiences, and this moment has no allegiance to spiritual experiences. I love awakenings, and this moment has no allegiance to your last awakening. Now, this moment, closer than that which comes, and closer than that which goes. Thank you, thank you. Yay. Let's bye beloveds at home. Thank you so much. Let's do a little, since we're all here together in the